What's up, guys? So, I watched the Game Changers documentary. Um, I'm not a nutritional expert, so don't follow any guidelines or anything inferred from this without first consulting your doctor or all that nonsense. Uh, um, you know, again, not being a nutritional expert, take what you see and hear at face value. Go look at studies done if you really want to look deep into it. Uh, you know, more more misleading disingenuousness from the vegan community regarding their athletes. This seems to be more than commonplace. It happens over and over again. Again, Patrick Baboumian was in this, and he was touted as being one of the strongest men in the world. If you're counting the general population, I'm one of the strongest men in the world. Um, the above average gym rat is one of the strongest men in the world. If you're going to go percentages and gen pop, if you're counting actual strongmen, um, while Patrick was a respectable middleweight strongman, he is not or never has been one of the elite strongmen, one of the strongest men in the world. They talk about they say he has a log press record. They say the log press world record. Um, they fail to mention it was in a weight class, not the open class. And I don't know, has it since been broken or not? Again, I'm not up to date on all the strongman records, but it is not the log press world record. As far as I know, Big Z still has that. So yeah, but this film would lead you to believe he is like one of, if not the strongest man in the world. Not saying he's not strong. Again, not doing that. He is a strong man. He has decent accomplishments, which is why I don't fucking understand why they don't just list his accomplishments for what they are, because they stand on their own 2 feet by themselves. You want to say, hey, here's this guy. He was a vegetarian. Then he turned vegan, and he's a strong fucking guy, and this is what he's done. Fucking fantastic. There, make your case with that. Don't embellish and make it seem more than it is. That's what I don't get. Like, the vegans now, the ethical vegans, hey, do you, bro, or cis, or any other gender that you choose to identify as. I respect you guys. These ones touting for physical performance, get the fuck out of here. Like, if veganism was better for physical performance, as it's being touted, you would not have to embellish your athletes' accomplishments because they would be winning fucking everything, but they're not. And now, granted, I know there's lack of participation right now, so there's not as many vegan participants as there is traditional meat eating participants. Probably for good reason. If veganism was really greater for physical performance, all of your top level athletes across the board would be switching to veganism because they're in it to be the best they can be. It's not the case. They're not doing that. So just based on results and performances, it seems that veganism is not greater for athletic performance. And again, having to embellish. They even said with Conor McGregor and the Nate Diaz fight, which Nate Diaz is a pescatarian. He's admitted to eating eggs and fish anyway, so he's not even a vegan. But even if you wanted to say veganism beat meat eating in that fight, whatever, McGregor got caught in a rear naked choke by somebody who is more skilled in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Anyway, they said that was the biggest upset in MMA history. Nate Diaz beating Conor McGregor at 170 was the biggest upset in MMA history. It's not. It's not even close to the biggest upset in history. So, that was another little embellishment there on something that they could factually say, hey, our mostly vegan guy beat this guy who was eating meat. And of course, they edited wording and press conferences together to make it look like the reason for McGregor losing was him eating meat. So anyway, again, just the whole it's the biggest upset in MMA history. Like all credibility's gone there. Of course, they had Kendrick Ferris in there. You can go look at his Olympic performances when he was eating meat, when he stopped eating meat, make your own inferences there. Again, he ate meat all through puberty. Nothing like a little phone call to interrupt a video. But Kendrick Ferris, ate meat through puberty during his developmental stages, switched to veganism late in the game. And again, make your own inferences there. Of course, there's some other vegan athletes in there with some weird things. Like this guy said he had only done 8 minutes on the battle ropes consecutively, and then after going vegan, not very long after going vegan, he was able to do over an hour on the battle ropes. So going vegan will add 1 hour to your battle rope stamina. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm sure there's some information in there to be had, and I tried to watch it with an open mind, but again, all of the embellishments, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger talking about, he was wrong for eating meat and blah blah blah. Like, here you were the greatest fucking bodybuilder ever, and eating meat was a part of that, and now you're gonna retroactively go back and say it's wrong. Not to mention, how old is he now? Still in great shape, and he switched to veganism recently. So you live this long, great life while eating meat, and now all of a sudden meat is bad. It's just, if the vegan community would put out like something that's not overstating their athletes' accomplishments and very much just scientific facts based in reality, I think that would be great and bring a lot of respect to the community. Again, I have the utmost respect for ethical vegans, mainly because, and y'all can judge me for whatever the fuck you want right here. The thing I respect about ethical vegans is, their treatment of animals. I honestly don't give too much of a fuck about animals. I don't like to see them treated bad, but I don't care enough to not buy meat at the grocery store that might have been factory farmed. So while I would prefer like this great grass-fed cows that lived a good life and were slaughtered very quickly, I know that's just not always going to be reality, and I don't care enough to try to change it. So that is what it is. However, what I respect about ethical vegans is they look at all animals the same. They respect them all the same. Meanwhile, the average American will be scarfing down a bacon cheeseburger, and the moment I mention about, oh man, why don't we go slaughter your dog and cook him up and throw him on the grill, and everybody's like, oh my god, but you're eating a cow and a pig. But I mentioned eating a dog, and all of a sudden crickets, and we're outraged. So hypocrisy there. So yeah, kudos to you ethical vegans and standing firm on your ground. However, like these people pushing the veganism for athletic performance, I don't see the evidence being there. And if it was, you would not have to go out on a limb and make your athletes' accomplishments sound greater than what they actually are.